I'm Elizabeth Blackstock, and this is the 2022 Hyundai Santa Cruz. This vehicle is a utility vehicle, kind of a CUV. It's kind of a blend between a pickup truck and a CUV, a crossover, but it's probably going to appeal more to the crossover crowd. It really isn't massive, it's pretty mid-size. It's designed more for someone who's really interested in living in the city, but also kind of doing fun stuff, biking, ATVing. It's not a pickup truck. It can't do all of the pickup truck stuff, but it does a pretty damn good job. So this mid-size kind of truck, kind of SUV, I've been calling it a trucklet, starts at $24,000. You guys want to get inside and see what's up? So let's talk specs. The 2022 Hyundai Santa Cruz comes with two engine options. You've got a 2.5 liter four-cylinder engine. That's going to make you roughly 191 horsepower and 181 foot-pounds of torque. If you really want to get that extra zip and that extra pep, you'll want to opt for the turbocharged 2.5 liter engine. That's what we're driving today. I highly recommend it. You're going to get a lot more horsepower, about 281, and you're going to have a lot more towing power. The 2.5 liter four-cylinder engine is really only going to be able to tow about 3,500 pounds. If you really want to go for something, you want to tow a lot more, you'll want to opt for the turbocharged version. That's going to give you about 5,000 pounds of towing capacity. Let's talk about the Hyundai Santa Cruz Command Center. So you've got a digital dashboard. My favorite feature here really has to be the touch screen. As you can see, I've got my navigation pulled up, but you just press this little side button and you've got multi-functional options. You can have not only your map, but you can have your music pulled up. Another great feature here is that you don't have to go to a menu to navigate. You've got volume, you press map, that'll pull up the map. Navigation will pull up your navigation option. You can hit radio to go to FM. You can also grab media, so that's going to be your Bluetooth media for your cell phone. And then you get to setup. It was incredibly simple. I have an Android phone. To connect, you just connect with Bluetooth. I had it done in about a minute, maybe even less, honestly. You go through device connections here, and then you can go ahead and add it. And then you've got your climate controls here. You've got heated and ventilated seats, which I can actually show you are right here. You will, if you're like me and you're short, have to take your eyes off the road to be able to pick which one you want. So in here we've got two cup holders. This little hand sanitizer space is a great place to put your key as well. Up in here, we've got one USB port. We've got a USB fast charging port, a 12-volt cigarette lighter plug-in, and then you've got a fast charging port that you just lay your phone down on. Really great, really simple. Some of these can make it hot. Your phone can get kind of overheated. I haven't had that problem. And now here you've got options for drive mode, which will pop you up here. You've got normal, sport, smart, and snow. And one of my favorite features here, these are your air vents, and they slide right into the trim on the door. It looks super fancy, super sleek. It feels like a much more expensive car than what you're paying for. While we're here, I just want to kind of talk to you about a couple of the little features that I think really make this vehicle. So not only do we have paddle shifters here, that's only an option with the turbo engine, but the indicators have this nice little kind of jewel tone almost. It's plastic, so it's not, a massively high quality, but that extra little texture makes it feel a little bit more luxurious than it is. When you turn the indicator, it pulls up a blind spot, so you can actually see where you're turning into. The blind spots in here are kind of big. The B-pillars right in where my line of sight would be. I think it's probably less of an issue for someone who's a little bit taller and would have their seat pushed back a little farther. So this is a great feature for anyone who's a little bit shorter. So when you get this car, you're also getting Hyundai's BlueLink connected technologies. Basically, you just download an app on your phone, and that app does everything from it's a remote starter, it's a remote key, it saves your driver preferences. So if you're like me and you're very short, whereas you split the car with your husband who's very tall, That can present a really big problem. It's really annoying when you're trying to get in and out. So when you're using your key to start it up, you just select your driver profile and the car will be ready for you. BlueLink also has added some really cool features. So it helps to locate your car if it's stolen. It lets you know also what maintenance needs to be done. So if you need an oil change, your air pressure is low, it'll pop up on your phone, so you'll have constant access to it. It's also loaded with smart features, so stuff like driver attention warning, lane keep assist. It gives a really gentle beep to let you know that you're outside of it, as well as kind of tugging on the steering wheel to get you back centered. And rear occupant alert, every time you shut this car off, it'll pop up a little reminder to check the back seats, make sure that you haven't left your kids there. Speaking of the rear passengers, let's hop back in there and see what's up. So the Santa Cruz has tons of storage. There's a little tab that you can pull right here. Pull it up, you've got under seat storage, which is great. You can never have too much. Back here, your passengers will have 2 air vents that are vertical, and then 2 USB ports. Now let's turn here. We've got a very beautiful cup holder. You know how underrated that can be in some cars that don't have these things. So the thing here with the Santa Cruz that everyone wants to know about is the thing that makes it special, and that's the truck bed. If you want to climb into your truck bed, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 different areas where you can step up into the bed. You've got the tonneau cover here. That's standard on all models. You don't have to pay extra for this. This is not an option. This is gonna come with every single Santa Cruz that's sold. If you wanna open it, it's very simple. You push it forward and it retracts all on its own. I can reach over, I'm 5'3", and pull it closed. With this tailgate, you just go ahead and it'll come down on its own. You actually have tons of extra space here in the bed of your truck. This is an underbed storage area that is lockable, so you can put your belongings in there, lock it up, and know they're safe. There's also 2 side storage units that are pretty simple to open and that also have a household plug. Some of the other really nice features is that you have kind of a rail here that's adjustable. There are also these 2 divots on each side that you're able to put a piece of 2x4 here and then kind of slide a piece of plywood over top of it. That then enables you to kind of have a 2-tiered system so that you can have kind of extra storage. It's very flexible, and that's the point. When it gets dark, you also have 2 LED lights here on the sides, as well as 1 there on the back. Hyundai says the self-retractable and lockable tonneau cover is strong enough for a grown adult to sit on. I'm not exactly grown. I'm only 5'3", but I am an adult. I can sit on here no problems. Impressions of driving the Hyundai Santa Cruz. It's a very peppy car, probably because of the 2.5 liter turbo engine. It's quiet inside. It's a little bit loud today just because we're on the coast and it's incredibly windy, but it rides very smooth. It's been able to take twisty mountain roads, coastal roads, not quite off-roading but very bumpy dirt roads. So it's been a pretty solid, incredible, comfortable drive. In terms of kind of some of my favorite features, I really love how flexible the truck bed is. I love that you can just pull a handle and then the tonneau cover closes and opens. I love that you can use your key fob to have the tailgate open. I love that there's handy little features like that just tell me you're going a little bit over the line. The 8-speaker Bose sound system is delightful. I've had that on pretty much all day. It's a really nice crossover replacement for people who really want something different from the sector, but still want to like stay within some comfortable boundaries. Hyundai is really marketing it toward active kind of professionals, people who work in the office in the weekdays and then are, you know, hitting the bike trail on the weekends. I think that's a perfectly viable market. I think this is also great for, you know, young couples, empty nesters, a mom and her 2 kids. There's a little bit of space in the back. It's not a massive amount. It's not pickup truck amount, but you'll be comfortable back there as an adult. Maybe not for massively long distances, but you'll be totally fine with kids back there. It's a great vehicle for people who don't need tons of space, but who want a little bit more flexibility in what they do with the space they already have. I think one of the markets that this is going to be a big hit in is people like me, shorter people. There's a great line of sight here on the dashboard. I am not having any visibility problems. I don't know how this would do with a really tall person. There's plenty of leg room, but you know, you've got a limited amount of headspace up here. It's a really great, you know, flexible option for someone like I carry shit around all the time. You know, tires, jack stands that, you know, me and my husband are carting around. It doesn't have that overwhelming feel that a pickup truck does in terms of size and weight. I'm not, you know, feeling like I need to sit on a bunch of pillows to be able to see over the steering wheel. It's really comfortable, really nice hip height. It's just a really nice vehicle when it comes to being 5'3" and not a massive human being. I'm not having to kind of pole vault into the truck bed. I'm not having to haul myself up with all of my arm strength into the, you know, the front seat. Even a kind of smaller pickup can still be a little bit overwhelming because it really wants to be part of that sector of like get it done, really masculine, really tough. The Hyundai Santa Cruz feels a little bit softer. It's a lot more physically accessible. The Hyundai Santa Cruz comes in 5 different trim levels. The first 3, SE, SEL, and SEL Activity, have an optional front wheel drive. Every other option is pretty standard to have all-wheel drive. Right now we're in the limited all-wheel drive. That's the top of the line trim. That will clock in at $39,720. There are also plenty of different packages and accessories that you can add. So if you really want to get crazy, you can kind of go all out, and you don't have to opt for a package if you don't want all of the features of that package.